¿Qué pasa, YouTube? SixftHax here, bringing you guys today. Let's discuss number 2. Now, before I get into the actual topic, I did say that I was going to be making a follow-up video to our original first Let's Discussion, the pilot episode, essentially. If you guys missed that, which you guys showed so much love to, like, it honestly did, like, 10 times better than I thought it would do. Like, I thought it maybe get a couple likes, couple comments, but you guys absolutely destroyed it. So thank you so much, guys. This series is definitely going, I mean, I would have continued it anyways, but just thank you so much, man. Like, you guys just destroyed it with the support, man. Like, just, oh, again, thank you so much. But I was gonna make like a little follow-up video, but every time I tried to sit down and I was trying to like read through the comments and stuff, I found myself just kind of pausing a lot, and ultimately it was a lot longer than I had originally would have liked it to be. So instead, I just kind of sat down and I personally responded to every single comment. Plus, another good thing about that, in my opinion, is that this way I can only have like just one video of the discussion every time, instead of there being two where somebody may not even know there's a part 2, and then even if that first video still gets comments on it, I'm still gonna go back and try and respond to them. I think I responded to like 95% of the comments. I'm actually gonna double check after I finish recording this one and then upload this, give it about a week. I originally wanted to give part 1 about a week, ended up kind of I want to say procrastinating, but just kind of getting caught up in time and not really properly scheduling my time. And then when I did get around to being able to do it, I didn't necessarily like having to do a response video. At least this way I can give the video a week, then before the next topic video goes up, I can go through the comments and respond to them, and that's kind of gonna be how it works. Hopefully you guys do like that, and if you do have some draft league topics you would like me to talk about, then by all means please let me know in the comment section below. Of course, you can see the topic for today's video, which if you do enjoy this, hammer on with that thumbs up button down below. Let me know what your responses to this are, what your comments, potential complaints are in the comment section below, because that's the whole point of the series, guys. We're here to discuss topics and just talk back and forth and be civil about it. So, are rematches worth doing? Now, for those of you who for some reason don't know what a draft league season consists of, it's a regular season, normally like 1 to like 12 weeks typically, and then there's usually like 2 or 3 rounds of playoffs. Now, of course, in playoffs, there's times where you're gonna be facing people that you've already faced in the regular season, and you have to face them for a second time in playoffs. Now, that's where I think it's kind of foolish if you think you've won a regular season battle against a team and then you go blindly confident into the playoff match again, thinking, all right, I beat him in the regular season, so that means I'm gonna beat him in the actual playoff season. I think this topic was actually mentioned by one of my front office homies, The Confusion, and it's actually something I really liked, because for me, I feel like there's way more negatives to having to do rematches in draft league seasons. Now, obviously not every draft league you have to do rematches in, and there's actually some matches where you don't even play all the coaches, but we're talking about those times where you do have to play against the person that second time. And as I said, if you go into the match thinking, well, I beat him the first time, I'm gonna beat him the second time, then that's not really a smart thing to do. Now, even though I'm not too fond of them, again, I do want to hear what you guys have to say. Again, whole point of the series here. But for me, I feel like there's more negatives than positives in going into rematches, because a real big thing about it too is that you don't necessarily know who you're gonna play in the playoffs, so that may kind of affect how you prep for an additional match. Because sometimes you guys will hear me say in matches that I've uploaded myself, saying, okay, well, there's a good chance we'll play this person in playoffs, so I'm not gonna bring my best prep. So that's why I don't like to always try and bring my best prep against those good players that I think are going to make the playoffs. Now, obviously, if I think someone's going to make playoffs and then don't make playoffs, then I don't have to worry about them. But if I played somebody else earlier in the season and I brought good prep against them, and then I have to play them again, and it's just kind of like, what do I bring differently? What do I need to change up? And that's what I feel is a really big negative thing about it. Now, I know it's very easy to say, well, then why don't you just bring like B or like C ranked prep against everybody, because then what if you lose the match? What if you end up losing more than you initially would have, and you don't even end up making playoffs at that point? So yeah, that's why personally I don't like them. It's just because of that aspect of, all right, well, if I did my best prep against them, what I do now. But then again, you can kind of mitigate that with being able to have a front office, and actually that's kind of another topic I want to talk about for a future video. But you can kind of mitigate that with like having front office people help you, or you can just kind of try to bring some funky, wonky stuff for the actual playoff match in general, which I think is actually really handy, because if you guys follow GBA D League Season 3, which is it Season 3? What season are we in now? 4, 5, 7? Yeah, if you follow Season 3, Randy HOD Productions lost to Jolt, which Jolt ended up winning the entire, not winning the entire season, but he won the regular season. He was #1 overall before playoffs. And then in the actual playoffs, Randy brought like dual screens, baton pass offense, and absolutely destroyed Jolt. So it's kind of like scenarios like that where, yeah, Jolt won the battle, but Randy ultimately won the war. So again, that's like another aspect of like doing those double matches against that one person, especially, and this is like probably like the worst case scenario that would happen, is if you play somebody who has a amazing matchup against you, you either win or lose, and then you have to play them again in the playoffs. So yeah, it didn't matter that you lost at the beginning of the season when the match didn't matter, but now that you're in playoffs, your opponent has this amazing team matchup against you. What are you going to do? And that's something that I think can really hinder somebody and hurt them in the long run. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do playoffs. Like, I think the PPL is like one of the only handful of leagues where there is no playoffs. It's literally just off of ranking and just how well everybody does. I'm not saying you shouldn't do playoffs. I'm not saying playoffs are dumb or anything like that. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that having to like, again, have to rematch somebody is kind of annoying at times, because again, like if you bring that good prep and you didn't expect them to make playoffs, then it's just kind of like, well, what do I bring out now? Have to bring out some weird, crazy things. Or if you did play them and you expected them to make playoffs, then obviously you're going to be more prepared for when you do have to play them in playoffs. And of course, there are those leagues, again, where you don't face everybody, so there is a chance you won't even be rematching somebody in playoffs. But if you do, you still kind of have to take into consideration of what they brought the first game. What did you bring the first game? Whatever was a big threat to you, or do you have to prepare for it more now? Are they going to expect you to prepare for it? Are you going to have to do the same, vice versa? And it also just causes like so many different mind games, because as I mentioned, like let's say I had a mon that 6-0'd my opponent, or like destroyed 5 mons, and they didn't prep for it. This time around, I'm going to expect them to try and over prep for the mon, so I may not bring that mon, or I might bring like a different set to kind of deal with what they maybe expecting me to bring this time around. Or they could think I am going to bring the same sets, prep, and then if I don't bring that, then that's going to throw them off guard, because they made all this prep for that one mon and I just didn't even bring it. And then I can take advantage of that, and that can go both ways, honestly. Again, that's like where the mind games of this like really comes into play. But yeah, guys, that is my 2 cents on rematches in draft leagues. Let me know what you guys think about them in the comment section below. Make sure to hammer on that thumbs up button as well. And with that being said, I will see you all next week with another discussion video as well. And of course, guys, if you did enjoy this, show support. Thank you for the support on the first one, which I'll leave a link to that down in the description, and video responses to that first discussion video as well, because 2 of my buddies did video responses, which I thought was kind of cool. Didn't expect that, but yeah, thank you for watching. Later.
No matter where you're at, I'm not here to make friends. It's time to attack and deplete your HP with a final smash. Don't make me turn around and pull a 6-foot hacks. 6 foot hacks, hacks. Yeah. 6 foot hacks, hacks. Yeah. 6 foot hacks, hacks.